Hello everyone, this is Cyber Gaming, and what I'm going to do today is, this is a showcase for Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'll be going over controls, movement, things like combat, even interactions with the menus, the variety of the gameplay, whether you're doing a lot of stealth, a lot of action, a lot of managing systems, and then this can go all over the place, right? RPGs. I will also go briefly over the gameplay options from the main menu, such as difficulty settings and other things that can affect your general gameplay. And lastly, I will provide some quick gameplay of other similar games at the end of this video, just for comparisons, so you guys can see them firsthand. So here we are, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Movement is pretty basic. Again, comparison, if you have played other Assassin's Creed titles, particularly the recent ones, you'll be right at home. So let's actually look at the controls first. And again, I'm trying to do this in real time so that people can get an idea of how these things work out. So here I am on the options. I'm gonna move over to the controls here. Here's basically the Xbox controller. You can basically look at it on the right side here. Obviously you have the A, X, B, and Y buttons for interactions, rolls, parkour, crouch, as you can see there, and then at the top it's more the combat focus. Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me for that. Where you can just look your light attacks, heavy attacks with the right triggers and right button. You can actually parry, and we'll go over that once I enter combat, and I'll show you guys how it works. And aiming for any ranged abilities, like if you have a Shoryuken or something. Obviously movement, there's actually healing, whistle for calling your mount, etc, etc. Objective helpers, I only have one. I might not showcase that because actually I never used it before. But again, this is more of a showcase of the gameplay of it. So there's the controls, and we can see them there. And again, I'm going to exit this now so that we can actually go over this. So first of all, movement. So movement is pretty smooth, right? Obviously, if you see on the screen, it says the left button. If you click on that, you will have your grappling hook, and you can actually move up and down buildings. That's usually one of the main ways to climb up higher buildings in the game. Obviously, it runs smoothly. This is actually like a locking mechanism. If you play any Assassin's Creed games from Origins onward, you'll be pretty familiar with this movement setup. Alright, like this is the dash, this is the B button. You can dash back and forth. You can dash downward, which does a nice flip here. You can run around, you can climb, right? So basically I'm running around here, not pressing the left stick for running. This is regular movement. If I click on the left stick, she'll start the running animation, and that's fine. Press A button, she'll do the leaping. Just basic movement, and again, you can basically just climb if you want. Drop down, basic standard movement set for Assassin's Creed Shadows. So the next thing I wanted to do, this is the movement and a quick showcase. Again, pretty smooth, pretty good, and you'll see more once I get into combat and to showcase some of the stealth and combat mechanics. So next, let's go over the menu real quick, particularly the map. One of the things as you're playing a game, you're moving around, you're doing activities, you're also interacting with like menus, etc, etc. So here's the basic map for Assassin's Creed. And again, there's different options, so actually let me show those first. System options. If I go to options here, scroll all the way to the right here for gameplay, you'll see that there's different input modes. Hybrid basically means if you use mouse and keyboard or an Xbox controller. Right now I keep it hybrid. If I want to use the mouse and keyboard, I basically switched, and now I have my mouse cursor there. And here I switch back to the controller. Difficulty tuning for options in the game. You can change the combat to like story, forgiving, expert, etc, etc. And there's a description on the right that explains each and every one. Usually I like to play games story easy mode, easier for me, and mostly forgiving for my time and effort. But again, you'll be able to switch that on the fly as you go around, right? If I wanted to switch that, for example, if I wanted to change that difficulty from story mode to forgiving mode in this case, you'll basically click apply, and it'll ask you to reload. In this case, I'm gonna back up because I don't want to do that. Stealth, same thing. You can ask it for forgiving, normal, or expert, and that's basically enemies, how often they're gonna see you, etc, etc. Guaranteed assassinations. This is an interesting option in Assassin's Creed Shadows. This basically allows you to perform assassinations either against any enemy or or depending on the level and damage you do. So right now I'm actually gonna disable that because I want to kind of showcase that. So to showcase the guaranteed assassination, when this setting is off, what you're going to have is you're not gonna be able to guarantee an assassination, right? Depending on your level. So I'm here on an area that is beyond my level. This is an area that's level 35, and I'm level 20. So right now these enemies are beyond my level. So if you get close and you have the guaranteed assassination setting off, basically what you're gonna get is that red bar, where if I try to assassinate, he'll just block me and he'll interrupt me, right? And at that point I have to fight him, and he can basically knock me down. You can still fight them, but they can kill you in like 1 or 2 shots, right? I'm parrying over there, parrying, but you're basically gonna die in 1 shot. So the guaranteed assassination option just allows you to be able to kill any enemy in the game regardless of it. So again, another thing that they'll have, we went through these difficulty settings here, and again I'm leaving that there just for the showcase. Guided exploration mode, on or off. Basically on, the game will tell you kind of where to go when it comes to the pathfinding experiences you can read here on the right side. If I turn that off, and I might have to load the world again. I'll showcase what it is in a second, and actually let me reload that real quick. So what that does is the game has an interesting concept when it comes to the gameplay, where the game doesn't tell you where things are. It'll tell you close to different locations based on the information that you're gathering. And actually I can show that right now. Give me 1 sec. When I go here to the world, the objectives menu here on the main menu, you'll see that there's different objectives that you can do. These are different like hideouts, different characters that you can assist, and they will have objectives. And at the top left corner up there, you'll see relax by the campfire. That means that this is where the character is located at, right? And usually that character is like in their home base. In your home base, you'll know where they are. But if you're looking for any other assassination targets, for example, I've killed a few here. If I click here for this character, for example, and I go here and I have to do this Yasuke's journey, if I want to do this report to Nobutsuna Sensei, the game basically will give you clues. As you guys can see there, the clues are he's in Omi, he's at the castle, and he's like near the training grounds. The game itself here should here in this case I have found him, I know where he is, so the game will tell me where it is. But if I look for a particular character that I don't know where they are, all right, this should be one that I don't know. There's a question mark there. So okay, so for example, for this one, this is for the Iron Hand Guild. The game basically gives me clues. It sailed in Omi, it last spotted at Lake Biwa, etc, etc. When I go to the gaming world, the game won't tell me. If you can see, I have marked this in blue, which means this is the objective that I'm tracking. In the game world, you won't see the location of that mission. So the guided option that you have there for exploration in the options menu, this option here, what it does, it allows you to either you have to look for the targets yourself, or the game will tell you, aka a little bit slightly easier to find things if you're time constrained or you're just frustrated, etc. The game will tell you kind of where the objective is. However, if you want to actually venture around, and this is the current setting, the game comes with that setting off, so you will have to look for your targets. You will have to explore the world, which is actually kind of fun. And I would actually recommend starting with that mode. And you'll have, if you look at the bottom screen, I can't show it here, but I can show it here on the mouse and keyboard. Scouts, I have 2 scouts currently available. So what I can do when I go into the world, I can deploy those scouts. You see here, I press X on the controller, and I can basically dispatch them. I can dispatch either 1 or 2. If you see the symbol, the blue circles in the bottom, I'm basically changing whether I want to dispatch 1 or 2 scouts to look around that area so that I can find my objective. So for example, it sailed in Omi. Omi is this area of the map right here, so perfect. I know he's in this area. Where else can I go? Last spotted in Lake Biwa. If I can zoom in closer, I can potentially find that. If I don't, and again, I haven't really discovered that area much, but Lake Biwa, here it is. And again, I'm looking for this in real time. And then it was supposed to pass near Okishima. So basically, you have to kind of look around to see, do I have Okishima on the map? Do I have anything that resembles that? And then you can basically send your scouts to search for it. For example, let me actually send the one scout over here. And again, this is random. I'm basically almost wasting it, but I want to see what, so I can show you guys how it goes with the exploration option off. Basically, you're searching, and you're basically searching that area, sending the scouts. You see, he didn't find it. So basically, he hasn't found the objective. And basically, that's a way for you to look for objectives. And that's one of the main mechanics for the map. Get that. And by the way, this is an animation that I wasn't expecting. This is the change of the seasons. This is another thing that you will expect to see in Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is seasons change over time. The more you play the game, you'll go from winter to fall to summer, etc., etc. So you'll get the full experience. It actually is a very nice feature in the game. So for example, here I am in the hideout. I just kind of want to show you guys how it's done. To refill the scouts is here, right? For example, now my scouts are full because when you change seasons, your scouts come back. There you go. You can see I have now all my scouts back, and I maxed this out quickly. I would recommend people do that. Also have your inventory. You want to build up your gear. If you've ever played that game in the last couple of years, you will see that this is a very thing that a lot of games add, which is these RPG mechanics, right? So you can have different weapons. I can equip a different weapon for the character to use, but obviously that's not the weapon that I would like to use. I would probably like to use a weapon that's hits harder. So with that, let's walk around. So I want to showcase some of the stealth and gameplay, but again, this is the combat. You will go here often to change your items as you unlock them, etc., etc. And you can also switch to the character, right? I can switch over to here. Here's Yasuke's loadout, and you can switch over here on the right side of the main menu. Alright, so with that, the other two tabs basically is just mastery. This is your leveling up progression system, where you will have different points. You have different, as you play along, you'll get experience, and you'll be able to unlock different abilities. For example, here's one where Naoi, the other main character, the female ninja, she will be able to grapple faster. I basically unlocked this real quick so I can actually grapple and go up and down faster. There's other objectives, different abilities that you can unlock in the game, and we'll try to use some of those as I showcase the combat real quick here. Alright, and again, you can switch obviously to Yasuke's tree. They both have different skill trees, and you can also, for example, now here you go, this up here on the upper right side, when you see that number 1, that's the number of points I have available. I basically used all points for her. But for him, I basically haven't used his points. I haven't switched much to him yet, but I will showcase him in a sec as well. So alright, the differences between the gameplay. So let's actually go into like some of the combat and stealth mechanics. And again, I'm trying to do this in real time just because it's really more fun. And again, wow, we're in the winter in time frame, so you guys didn't see the snow before, and this is the first time me actually seeing this. So this is kind of fun, cool. I'm gonna go show you guys real quick the stealth mechanics and the combat. And I'm sorry for the snow. It was not intended to look like this, but it's actually kind of cool. So again, you can just climb. Oh, somebody saw me already. This is not great. It's not a great start to this at all. Alright, so again, good way to showcase this. If they see you, they will spot you. Obviously, go check it out. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna walk around, wait for the enemy to de-aggro, and go from there. New to Assassin's Creed, you can actually prone and crouch all the way down. Right, so I'm standing up, you can crouch, or you can go all the way down to prone. It's actually very useful, particularly for hiding. Enemies will see you if I'm up here. If I'm up here and I stand up, he probably will see me. One of the tricks for Assassin's Creed is that you no longer have your eagle. Again, if you played any games from Assassin's Creed Origins and onward, you will not have that. You will have to look around and tag enemies by looking at them. You can also use your, what you call, eagle vision, where you can actually look around and you can see the enemies in red here, and different treasures around the map, right? So there's some treasures inside this room, apparently. There's an enemy over there. There's an enemy down here. right? And you guys can kind of see I can ping some of the enemies. One of the things that you can do is, for example, that car down there, I can go and assassinate him, but he will see me. So I'm gonna showcase real quick the ranged attacks. So again, right now I have the kunai iron trigger, and he goes down. I can go and press the right button to assassinate, and there you go. Now you have some loot. All right, so here I am. I'm about to showcase quickly some of Nao's combat. So right, so if you're trying to do the stealth and you fail for whatever reason, or you just want to fight, basically what you can do is you gotta fight them here, right? And you have different enemies. If they do a red attack like that, that's one of those that you have to kind of dodge rather than parry. And basically I would dodge that. And right, if you get hit, etc., etc. So she's just a little bit weaker. Obviously these enemies are low level, so they're not gonna really that much of a threat for me. That's a much of a heavy character, and smaller characters like this will do regular attacks. You can parry. They will go yellow, which means that they are now vulnerable to your attacks. Oh, so I missed that parry right there. But that's basically what you can get, right? I'm trying to see if I can do dodging with her, right? So you can dodge away, you can parry. And that's usually most for the combat for this, right? That's it's vulnerable, so there you go, and I can attack and counter attack. And after you kill them, you can basically get some loot. From time to time, not every enemy drops loot, like this one doesn't drop. And obviously you can get some goodies out of killing the enemies. So let me go and showcase Yasuke's combat. I think it's great. So let me actually switch over to Yasuke so you guys can see some of the more aggressive combat that he provides. So when you want to switch to him, you gotta go to the main character menu here, press down on the button where you see here place as Yasuke. You will ask. Right now he's not letting me because I'm in the middle of the village here, and in the middle of basically in a combat area. So I have to kind of almost leave because the game has to almost reload in a little bit. It's changed characters, but hopefully I should be far away enough. Let's try that again. There you go. And that's basically one of the main easiest ways to switch characters. Now I'm gonna be Yasuke, and I'm gonna basically walk right in there and start combat. But I'm just gonna walk over to these two guys and I'm gonna fight them at the same time, and then so I'm gonna show you guys again. He's more combat focused, so he's just like a big guy. Like he's gonna ram in there. Right? Oh, and that's an attack that you really can't avoid. So yeah, I gotta make sure that but he's more combat focused, right? He will literally just go in there, kill them with 1 or 2 shots. Let me see if I can actually dodge. There you go. You can counter this. Very bloody. I'm sorry, buddy. Oh my god, I was not expecting that. I don't use him. I don't use him often. But basically, again, you can try to sneak with him, right? Like I'm doing here now. He's just not very good at it. He can't climb the buildings like now I can. So for example, if I go here and I try to climb, he'll climb. It's just he's clumsy. He's like struggling to get up there. And you can try to sneak around. Again, the characters are similar in that regard, but he's really designed for combat focused. Oh. And I guess I'm going back down here. So let me actually showcase some of the. That's a parry, right? And by the way, there's also special abilities. For example, let me see, parry again, right? I can go in there and he'll kill him basically 1 shot. I'm actually a little bit overpowered for this area, but it's just more showcase. He also, if I press the right trigger, there's special abilities, so I can just go with the kick here. And he also has, he should have some, and I can actually also call my companions to come help. Right? So that's kind of the more combat focused approach for Assassin's Creed. Here is a quick comparison of other games. I'm gonna start by showcasing Assassin's Creed Mirage. Obviously this is the previous Assassin's Creed title, very similar. And again, if you played any other games, Assassin's Creed Origins, Odyssey, or Valhalla, you will know that it's very similar in terms of style, right? In this case, of course, you have the eagle vision, where you can walk around, you can actually find enemies, etc., etc. You do not have that in Shadows, so this actually is an extra thing. Also, there's some enemies there that we can go on and combat, and this is just to show the very similarities between the different games. There's another enemy that I can probably kill right here, right? If you go here, that's Assassination. There you go. And let me, that's stealth mechanics, obviously you guys know, it's basically running around, etc, etc. And if I wanted to do combat, I can just go do one. Alright, and what I want to do is, let's see, here you can parry as well. That guy is going crazy for some reason. And that's the same red attacks you have seen in the past. And you can also dodge, etc, etc. Right, dodge, attack. Oh. And you can just attack as you need to. You can lock onto the enemies. If there's a red attack there, you go. Right? You can parry as well, and you can attack. Right? So very similar to Assassin's Creed Shadows. So this is Assassin's Creed Mirage. Just to show there's some different items on the ground. You can climb more easily, I think, a little bit more in some of these Assassin's Creeds than in Shadows. Shadows limits you a little bit, which is why they give you the grappling hook. But we see a lot of movement styles, etc, that you can do. So that's Assassin's Creed Mirage. Let's look at another game right now. Alright, so here is another showcase. This time we're showcasing Ghosts of Tsushima for the PlayStation 4/5. This is the PlayStation 5 version, right? So this is Ghosts of Tsushima. You can run around, you can grab items. Again, very similar to any of the other games we have. Assassin's Creed. Obviously, you can do standoffs here. It's a little bit more different. Let me actually show some of the gameplay if I can, real quick. So obviously, if you want to do stealth, you can do that. Similar to Assassin's Creed, you can chain assassinations, right? Very similar to Assassin's Creed, or you can actually just go in and attack as you see fit. And here's some of the combat here. So, okay, that guy hit me. I'm rolling around to kind of walk around. You can actually, in this case, obviously, you have different stances, obviously different games. You can go around here. You can break his stance. Around, and if you wanted to parry, oh, that's a bomb here. But basically very similar to Assassin's Creed Shadows, where you can walk around, you can combat, and you can parry as well, right? Similar playing style, all that stuff. So again, just a quick showcase to kind of show the comparisons between this and other Assassin's Creed Shadows and other titles. Obviously, Ghost of Tsushima is also an excellent game. In my opinion, a little bit more combat focused. You can play the stealth, but you can also play a lot of different styles that you want. There you go. And I'll show you the aiming here in a second here. You can just go here. There you go. And that's it. That's the quick comparison between Assassin's Creed Shadows. You guys have seen the gameplay there. You guys can see here the gameplay of Ghost of Tsushima in real time. And you also saw Mirage here before. So that's basically it for my video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I will try to do more videos like this on other games. And for now, please give a like and subscribe to my channel for more of this content. Have a good one, everyone.